the Sacramento Kings get over the 4-game losing hump that they were on after losing 4 in a row with a wire-to-wire win at home over Atlanta. Did you see that? Did you see how Harrison Barnes had 32 points last night and was going crazy? Where's that been? Why is it happening now? He did it like in the beginning of the season, and then now in the middle of the season, he got another 32-point game. It's like, okay. I'm just wondering what's going on with Harrison. Like, what's up with all the non-scoring, non-rebounding, and then all of a sudden, bam. Are they calling plays for him now? All of a sudden? Is he playing up for the rest of the NBA? So is he shopping himself for a trade? Puzzling to me. Last night in Sacramento, the Sacramento Kings defeat the Atlanta Hawks 107-122. It brings the Sacramento Kings record to 24-18. The Hawks are now 18-25. Currently, at the time of this recording, the Sacramento Kings are 24-18, which is good for 7th place currently in the Western Conference. Dallas Mavericks right behind them, 24-19. The Pelicans right above them at 25-18. And the Timberwolves are still number 1 at 30-13, although they have lost a couple games. And the Thunder and the Nuggets are right on their tail, so stay tuned to that. Also of note, the Suns are on a 6-game winning streak and are currently in 5th place and climbing up the charts. Today is January 23rd, 2024. Y'all back? We back. Y'all back? We back. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining me. What's going on, YouTube? All my folks and all you Sacramento Kings fans out there. It's your guy, Jay Woods, aka Shy the Man, and I'm back at you with another episode of the Kings Morning After. Midday Cup of Joe with Jay.
Ah! I love it.
My cup of Joe is tasty, but it has been sitting. I need to rewarm it up. Yeah, perfect to get you going, though. Today is Tuesday, Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, Taco Tuesday. I got the cheese, she tasting the Kool-Aid.
Damn, Joel Embiid went crazy last night. This dude, Joel Embiid, had 70 points last night. Whoa. Oh, man, I actually had to get a refill. Now, this is a good cup of Joe. So, my Sacramento Kings had a nice win to get over the 4-game losing streak. We still got De'Aaron Fox not really scoring that much. Kind of looking a little gimpy out there. I don't know if he's injured or if something else is going on. We got reports now that he hasn't been speaking to the media for a while now, for a couple weeks now, and there may be reasons for that. You know, he might be upset. I think I heard that he has been brought up in trade talks, or certain teammates have been brought up in trade talk. I'm not sure if something's going on there, you know, and then even with like Malik Monk earlier in the year when he was going at it with the coach a little bit, I felt like something was going on there. In my opinion, I felt like he's kind of upset that he's not getting to start, was my opinion, but I don't know. You know, he seems to be fine in his 6-man role as of right now, so that could be wrong. I could be way off. But that game last night, Harrison Barnes just came out of nowhere was destroying people. He was hitting threes, driving to the basket. It looked like young Harrison Barnes all over again. So I don't know where that came from, why all of a sudden it happened. If Mike Brown is calling plays for him now, or if he decided, hey, I want to let everybody know how good I still am and decided to ball out. Like, is he doing a audition for some of these teams out here? I heard Houston wanted him. So I don't know. Last night was kind of puzzling to me. I got to watch in person. It was great. I was there at the game last night. It was good to watch. Good to see Harrison Barnes out there going off. But at the same time, it was puzzling because De'Aaron Fox had no stats until like the second quarter. He had like one foul. That was his only stat. And then he finally scored in the second quarter. Just some interesting stuff going on. We need to probably keep an eye out for. The Sacramento Kings trade deadline time is always a weird time for the Kings because, a lot of guys have been in trade talks. Nobody's really safe on this team, I don't think, besides maybe Fox and Sabonis. Guys get into their feelings. Guys start playing certain kind of ways. Guys don't want to talk to the media, and I don't know. It's just weird. I just want the Kings to get back to playing how the Kings were playing at the beginning of the season and the first quarter of the season. We'll do some real quick stats for you guys. Last night for the Hawks, their leading scorer was DeJounte Murray with 35 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. Second leading scorer was Bogdan Bogdanovic, ex-King, with 18 points. Their leading rebounder was Clint Capella, who had a double-double on the night with 12 rebounds and 11 points. And Garrison Matthews had 9 off the bench, and Okongwu had 8 points off the bench and 9 rebounds. And for your Kings, Harrison Barnes with the big 32 points. Domantas Sabonis with 14 points, 21 rebounds, and 6 assists. Big stats for Domantas Sabonis. Another double-double for Domantas Sabonis. 13 big points for Keegan Murray. De'Aaron Fox with 12 points. Kevin Huerter back kind of pedestrian with 8 points. He couldn't really get it going last night. He had a couple threes, but that was about it. And our dog, Malik Monk, 13 points off the bench. Trey Lyles, 10 points off the bench. And Malik Monk with 8 assists, 8 big assists. Team stats. Kings kind of got it together a little bit with the free throw shooting, hitting 88.9%. For basically 89% from free throw range last night. Three-pointers about 31%, Hawks 35%. It was pretty much even there. Atlanta Hawks had 7 blocks, Kings with 2. Clint Capella gets a lot of blocks, so that always helps the Hawks stats. Kings had 8 steals. De'Aaron Fox had a couple. Points in paint, 56 for the Kings, 40 for the Hawks. And the Hawks had 12 turnovers. Kings had 8. The Kings led after every quarter of that game. Eye test. Eye test. We're going to take an eye test. So, yeah, eye test, man. It kind of seemed like the Kings are getting back into their style of play last night. They went back to things that was winning for them in the beginning of the season. I saw a lot of pocket passes and two-man game from Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox. A lot of that was getting blocked and kind of deflected. I think teams are kind of knowing that's what they do. So, but I always say, if that's not there, we always got guys that we can kick it out to, and they can shoot, or they can work the drive game, or they can reset and reposition Sabonis in the post. In this game, I noticed Davion Mitchell played a lot of minutes. Davion got a lot of minutes in this game. It was good to see him out there. He's always playing defense, always guarding guys up from half court. And I love seeing that from Davion Mitchell. I wish more of our guys took his lead and played defense the way he does. Keegan Murray was out there doing what he can on defense as well. Not a particularly hot night for Keegan Murray, but he was hitting some shots here and there, and he was playing a really big role playing defense on some of these guys, helping out with rebounds and things like that. Got to see JaVale McGee go in for a good period of time, catching lobs. He was running the two-man game, passes into the pocket. He was getting dunks. He got called for a technical on a dunk when he swung around the rim, which I don't believe he deserved. I see people do way worse than with JaVale McGee and not get called anything. I've seen guys do pull-ups on the rim and then land and hang on the rim for a second or two and land and not get any tech call. And what he did was played onto the rim, swung over. What's he supposed to do? Let go so he falls on his back? And then he swung back over, pulled himself up a little bit, and dropped off. Big freaking deal, ref. Bottom line, the Kings morning after. Bottom line. Today's bottom line for me is it was just really good to see the Kings get back to the winning ways. It was good to see the beam lit again last night. Seemed like it's been a while, like a week or over a week. And it was good to see the Kings back to playing kind of how they play, you know, and it was also good to see guys like JaVale McGee able to come in and do some of the similar things that Domantas Sabonis does. And even on a night when Fox didn't have it, Davion Mitchell got some time. He got to get in there and show his defense. He's still, I mean, I know the guy shoots all the time. He's constantly working on the shooting, but the guy just can't get his three-point shot going. But it was nice to see him driving to the basket and get him going for some layups. You know, some of them got blocked here and there, but it was still good to see him being aggressive and going to the basket. I think that's the strongest part of his offensive game is when he's driving to the hole, driving down the lane. And if the Kings could just kind of continue this strong play where they're playing with each other and not just settling for threes only, keep going with the two-man game, kick out, drive, use your mid-range also. Hopefully we could get De'Aaron Fox back going. Hopefully we could get him back to that MVP level he was at in the beginning of the season when he was averaging 30 points. But it was just a really good win for the guys to get before they go on this really long road trip that they're going on, 7-game road trip spanning like 2 weeks. So it was just good to see them have some positivity out there on the court and actually look like they knew what they were doing. They closed out the game well. You know, the Hawks were creeping back into the game. They were getting back close. I think it got back down to 10, maybe even 8 points. But in the end, the Kings were able to close it out. They were able to hit their free throw shots. They stayed with their game instead of doing some crazy erratic stuff that they do sometimes at the end of games. And they closed out the win the way they're supposed to close out the win. Next up, the Kings begin their road trip against the hated, just kidding, they're not the hated, Golden State Warriors. 7 p.m. Thursday night, January 25th. And it's just another page in the ongoing novel that we're writing on our journey towards being a better team and playing against a new rival, Golden State Warriors. Are we going to be able to overcome them in their crib? Are we going to show that we are the better team? We'll have to tune in Thursday and find out. Currently, the Warriors are 18-22 and in 12th place in the Western Conference and have lost the last 2 games. And we all know they're led by Stephen Curry. Klay Thompson is still out there. They finally got Draymond Green back. They got Chris Paul, who's I believe is injured right now, or is always injured. Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, guys like that. So lately, they've been struggling. As of right now, they're not a playoff team. They haven't been getting any wins. And really, the main person they need to focus on is Steph Curry. They can't let Steph Curry go crazy. Steph Curry always kills the Kings. As long as they don't let Steph Curry go off and go crazy from three-point range, they should be able to hold this team down. Obviously, Klay Thompson is also a Kings killer, so as long as somebody's staying in front of him, he's not the same Klay Thompson of old, but he can still shoot. So stay in front of him. I mean, don't give him open shots, obviously. Steph Curry, you're going to have to guard him from half court. But other than that, I mean, this is a team the Kings should beat. You know, as of right now, as of constructed, the way the two teams are progressing, the Kings should beat this team. Betting lines, there's no betting line right now because it's not the day of the game, but I'll try to chime in on a short with the betting line. But if you want to do sports betting, college sports betting, pro sports betting, any sport, use the link below. Bet Us. That's who I use to do my sports bet. They have a sports book on there, and it's wonderful. It's great. And if you sign up, they give you bonus money too. They'll match you dollar for dollar, I believe, right now. So click the link below in my description and use Bet Us to do some sports bets tonight. Okay, I got a question for you guys. Do you think there's something going on in the locker room? Do you think there's some pouting going on in the locker room? Do you think there's guys that are maybe pouting because of the trade deadline, or kind of playing differently because of trade talks and stuff like that, do me a favor, answer that question and comment below. It'll help me out. Any comments also help. And if you make a comment before I record my next video, I'll put your comment on the air in the next video. As always, guys, I ask to please click that like button. If you're watching this far, I must have said something entertaining. There must be something enjoyable about the show. Click that like button, help your boy out. Help me kick the algorithm's ass by clicking that like button. Also, if you like talking Kings, if you like sports talk in general, you like talking basketball, click that subscribe button. That'll also help me out. I'm a new channel, but I'm growing and I'm getting better, and we're gonna do some more entertaining stuff in the future. We're gonna do some live games and stuff like that. We're also gonna do some top 5s and some top 10s and some other fun stuff. So I guarantee you're gonna want to see all that stuff. Click the subscribe button. Also, make a comment. Make a comment on how I'm doing. Make a comment on how the Kings are doing. Comment on anything. I don't care. Comment on the weather. Comment on the beam. Just make a comment. It helps me out. Motivational quote of the day. This comes from Wayne Dyer. If you believe it'll work out, you'll see opportunity. If you don't believe it'll work out, you'll see obstacles. I like that quote. But anyway, guys, that's all that I have for today. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for watching this far. And please join me again after the next game for another episode of The Kings Morning After. Midday Cup of Joe with Jay. Ooh, that's a good cup of Joe. Warms my soul. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I'm gonna let you guys go, but before you go, check out these moves. It's good.